All right, here we go. We are live once again. As you can tell, we are not at the home studio. We are not at the home bench. So if I miss a chat as it comes up, I apologize. We are on a remote location. My wife has been working hard, busy, and she's been staying out of town, and we are visiting. She's gonna say hi.
Hi, guys.
I like how you're waving behind the camera.
Oh, crap.
The camera's at the vise. But she's here.
Hi.
Feel free to say hi, everybody. So anyways, we are hanging out at the hotel. And we are going to just tie a couple flies, or tie one tonight. We're just going to do a quick one and done, because I'm not at home. So, who do we have here tonight? Let's see. I don't have my bell, so I'll do a ding 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 roll call, everybody. We got Richards in the house with my brother and Josh. They are tying shop vacs in prep for a upcoming trip to Montana. Josh says do-de-do, chicken butt. All right. So what do you guys say? Should we tie something up? Hey, Jimmy, welcome. I got the first prize. Everybody should give Jimmy a big congratulations. He took first place on that A to Z fly tying giveaway or contest. Woo woo. And since I'm not home, I don't have my piece of paper with second and third place. So, with that being said, this is what I have for us cooked up for tonight. Something just a little different. I apologize for the lighting. I don't have my normal lights. I had to rearrange some of the lighting from inside the motel room. Get everything lit up here. So it's kind of inspired by a sea trout pattern. I have a friend in Norway who sends me flies, and this is kind of similar to his style of a fly. So let's go ahead and remove the old sample hook, and we can secure our blank in the vise. All right, for a hook, good old Moonlit ML057. This is a size 4, not super huge, not like the 2. Also, there is a new Moonlit hook coming out, the ML09er1, and that is en route. So, all right, I got a little bit of scrap orange tying thread. It's pretty small, maybe it's like an A dot, and this is what we're going to use at first. So we'll just cast this on up front. This is our little tag end. And we'll set that off. Alright, so the first piece of material we're going to tie in is some medium gold oval French tinsel. And what it seems kind of overkill, and it seems like it's a waste of a lot of thread and stuff, but I tie everything up front and I run it back and forth. It does build up the size of the body just a little bit, but it keeps the body more uniform. And that's what we're after. It's a nice uniform body. Maybe we should move the light to the other side, possibly. Anyways, let's take that French tinsel down into the bend just a little bit, and we'll get our thread up and out of the way. And we're just going to do a little tag end. And the trick with this is to lay the French tinsel down nice and tight. So I'm just going to use my pointer finger and just give that a little compression. Sparse is narce. So let's go ahead and just take 2, 3, that's 3 full turns. Maybe we'll do a 4th, possibly a 5th. Nope, we're going to stop that there. I'm going to get my thread back here a little ways, and we'll secure that on. We'll do one final turn. Alright, we'll get that thread right up next to it. And we'll secure our French tinsel down, a couple locking wraps, nice and tight. Give that a little cinch. And I'm going to run my thread forward now, where I will secure the rest of the tinsel. So what I did there, by running my material all the way forwards and backwards, yeah, I built up a little bit of bulk, but it's keeping everything consistent as far as its size on the body of the hook. Alright, let's go ahead and take our orange thread back, where we can build our next little tag end. And we'll try to mimic the same size as the gold tinsel. That looks good. We'll go ahead and bring that forward and get that secured and removed. 1, 2, 3 turns on the whip finish. And let's go ahead and trim that off. All right, next piece of the puzzle. Let's see, we did that. Quite a few steps involved with this. Let's go ahead and cast on our black thread now. This is a Danville's 140 denier flat wax thread. And we'll just start that up front too. Trim off our tag end and continue our thread wraps all the way to our little orange segment, our little hot spot. Alright, at this point, we can tie in one crest feather. Say hello, bird. Pluck one feather out. They're all pretty much the same, but we got a little curve on it. Let's strip all the down. Give us a nice clean stem. So we're going to tie this in so it curves up. Maybe about a hook's gap sticking out past the bend. And we'll take one locking wraps, get that tagged in there. Nice. And you know the story, we're keeping everything consistent, so we're just going to tie that in all the way up front. Beautiful. Continue our thread wraps towards the bend, and we'll stop at that crest where we will tie in some black ostrich. I really like this black ostrich. Let's go for 1, 2, 3 barbs. And there they are. Let's go ahead and tie those 3 in by the tips. We'll just get down there nice and close. And we'll just set that down there, lock that in. We don't have to go too far. I'll just break those tips off, get them out of the way. Those are so small, it's pretty negligible. Alright, we're just going to take a few turns, 3 wraps. 1, 2, oh, lost it. We gotta regroup our stack there. There we go. 1, 2, I think that's gonna do us. We'll do one more turn. If it's a little bit too much, we can always compress it down. Alright. Go ahead and secure down the ostrich, and that's small enough that's not going to make that much of a difference. We'll go ahead and just trim that off. Alright, next piece of the puzzle, we have some fine silver wire to tie in, and this is my vintage herders. This is a French fine silver wire. It's a 13/100ths. We'll go ahead and tie that in right up front, just like everything else. I'm going to run that along the side, bringing that all the way back to the black ostrich. Set that off to the side for now. We'll bring our thread forward one last time where we can grab our 4-stranded black silk floss. How about it? Isn't that pretty? Alright, get it a little bit wet. Keep the ends from fraying. I'll tie that in up front. A little cinch. Alright, I'm just going to lay this down on the top side of the hook, all the way to the ostrich, and we'll run our thread forward one last time. So what we have here is a nice uniform body, and if there's any kind of little discrepancies in there, that's all going to get taken care of with the black silk. Alright, since we have 4 strands here, it's going to lay down kind of fat and wide, and that's how we want to keep it, nice and flat. We don't want to build up too many ridges. If we need, we can give it a couple of turns counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. We're starting to separate there a little bit. Just keep it nice and tight. And this gives a nice, I don't know, I think the silk floss, obviously it's so much smoother than just the traditional tying thread, and the end result is just stunning. I did get some frayage, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. Alright, nice and tight. Secure the silk floss down. And we can bring our ribbing forward now. Really make sure that's nice and tight. Alright, with our ribbing, just like any other time, we're going to do one full wrap at the rear. And then we'll just take a nice even open spiral, doing counter wraps, working our way from the rear to the front. This will give that silk floss a little added layer of protection. Keep it around a little while. And just take your time working that forward. Alright, let's go ahead and tie that off. Couple locking wraps, and some people like the helicopter, I like to trim. Come in there with the flush cutters nice and close. Flush cutters? That's funny. Flush cutters. Anyways, alright, so now we're going to add a little throat here. And when I was in Chicago earlier, was it this summer I was in Chicago? Last summer? It was last year. It was actually when I was going through, and I stopped and said hi to Jordan. Anyways, we went to the Chicago Fly Fishing Outfitters, and I picked up a little grab bag of some miscellaneous feathers, and this was in there. And I really like the look of it, so let's go ahead and pick one of these feathers out. The dye job on it's pretty fun. Alright, so first things first, we'll just strip off the fluff, get that out of the way, be gone with you. Alright, what's left? Oh, did you see Pigeon said hi?
Hi.
Pigeon says hi. Everybody say hi to Jess. Alright, so I'm just going to take a bunch, strip that off, and then I'm going to take that stripped section, I'm going to lay that thereabouts right on that quill. I'm going to come to the other side and strip that off. So now I got a nice sizable clump of hackle fibers. And we'll take that in, extending no further than the tip of the hook on the bottom side. Couple of locking wraps, make sure it stays low and even. Nice and evenly distributed on the bottom. Alright, now my dad says hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and trim this off. Excess up front. Get that out of the way. Get one last little one stray. All right. Once that's secured, let's come in with our wing. And for our wing, we are using the last remnants of this chopped up, beat up, used and abused squirrel tail. Small little section. Just like everything else, folks. You know how it goes. Sparse is narce. We'll trim off our hair. And just like everything else, you guessed it, we're going to clean that out. Alright, once that's more or less cleared out, we'll run that through our hair stacker, because we have these nice white tips. That's why I picked this particular squirrel tail, because it had the white tips on it. Housekeeping. Alright, I got that lined up. We're going to extend the whole wing the full length of the fly, full length of the hook just to the bend. Tie our wing on top. Give it a little look-see-loo on the other side, make sure everything's nice and even. We'll get a couple of wraps underneath. Alright, and when we come to trim our wing, just like I do with my clousers, I'm going to trim it at an angle. This will help with a nice tapered head up front. And make sure that wing stays up top. Alright, let's go ahead and lock that down. And this will get us a nice clean front end. Nice and tight. Here we go. Give our thread a little spin, flatten that out. Make sure we got a nice solid head up front, hold everything together. That squirrel tail can be kind of slippery. Let's even take a couple of wraps underneath just to maybe help rooster that up just a skosh. Alright folks, here we go. It's easy as a 1, 2, 3 whip finish now. And we'll do a 1, a 2, a 3. Here we go. We'll trim off our tying thread. And you have all sorts of different options on how you might want to finish this head, as far as head cement, goop, resin, so on and whatnot. Tonight I am going to use my Deer Creek UV resin, fine, tack free. And we'll just get a couple of drops on here and we'll just kind of let that spread around. I think that's good for now. Let's find our bodkin. Uh-oh, bumped the camera. Here we go. So we'll just make sure we got a nice full coverage. It's hard to see because my lighting here is very subpar. I just packed everything up kind of hastily this afternoon before I came up here. We'll just make sure we got everything covered. I'm looking for the glare and the light, which is not very good. But I think that should be good for now. We'll put our cap back on the resin. And we'll give that one last kind of spin, make sure it doesn't... So when we're messing with our resin, we really want to make sure that it doesn't goop and puddle. So you just got to give that vise a little rotate. We'll give that a quick zap. No, my this is the tube that you just saw is exactly how my resin came. I didn't come with any special applicator tips or anything with this. So if we look under the ultraviolet light, I'll spread that out. The green throat really stands out. We have our little tag end back there is really popping. So let's give that a few more moments while we shake and bake it. Really get it going. So, all right. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. We're doing just a quick short segment. I'm out of town, spending time with my wife. So, I love you guys, but she takes precedence. So, we did get one done. That is the tie of the week. I will be posting some better pictures of this later on. Oh, there's Mary. Welcome, Mary. So, can't be tardy for the party. Can't be tardy for the party. All right, folks, that's going to be it for now this week. If you're in the St. Cloud area, be sure to join me this Thursday at the Beaver Island Brewery. That'll be March 8th at 6 to 9 p.m. downtown at the Tap Room. We're having an open fly tying session, a.k.a. the study hall. I spoke with one individual a little while ago. He's planning on coming and is getting reintroduced. He tied before, but we're going to be hashing out the good old woolly bugger again. All right, gang. Thanks for tuning in. Happy tying. Tight lines. Peace.